house this morning. Thank you for allowing us to get together and walk through these lessons, Lord. We just to learn more about your word. We just love talking about your word and talking about what it all means to us.
Yes.
So be with us as we go through this Bible lesson this morning. We love you. Praise your holy name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
We brought back to February 26th. We got one to back up and get. Christ creates holy living. I know we talked about it before. If if you get the love of Jesus in your heart, you want to do the right thing. I mean, but we know that the devil's always pulling on you, and pulling on you, And they say, of course, if he's doing that, then you must be doing something right. I mean, that's something to think about. It's kind of confusing to your head when you think, well, if I'm doing something right, why is he bothering me? Well, that's why. He's trying to get you off track. That's exactly what he's trying to do.
Discourage you.
Wow. Yeah, discourage you. And my goodness, can we all think of things all during the course of our daily routine and things that would discourage us. And, I feel like, just getting angry over something. And there's so many things during the course of my day. Oh, good grief. Now, I start to get angry at, start to get agitated, and I stop and say, no, we're going down that road.
But he exploded yesterday.
Well, I just said my piece. And my wife sitting over there and said, she's just grinning from ear to ear. I guess she likes to hear me say my piece every once in a while. Because I don't say a lot. And I let people
He lets people run over him.
do. And I guess I feel like things should fix themselves. But they don't. They don't always. And sometimes you just have to just say your piece. So it's been very few times when I've just actually said my piece. Yesterday was one of them. So anyway, in our, excuse me, y'all let me silence my phone. I have some certain few people who fail to realize after all the years that I've been doing this that I'm actually in church. And they call on the phone. Here we go. Let's read this first verse and then visit it. Galatians 5:18 says, now, Paul is talking to people that are used to, and we were talking about this, I guess, last time we spoke, people that they're used to living under the law and following what they call the law of Moses, and they're used to it. And the fact that Paul is in here preaching, this man's having a hard way to go, because especially some of the people knowing from where Paul came from. We talked about this, what Paul used to do, as Saul, and he did what he thought, in his mind, he thought was right, that he was doing the right thing. And then, of course, Jesus, gave him attitude adjustment, and Paul now realizes that he needs to preach the word of the Lord and carry on the message, but he's having a hard time because people, and I know we've talked about this, but it came to my mind again. People like to hold stuff against you that happened years ago, and what it is, it's causing you a lot of problems, and causing you, what's a good word? Anxiety, maybe over it. And it's causing you to not be as effective a witness as you could be, because it's just distraction. Is what it is. It's just a distraction.
Legal distraction.
Yeah, and it's just something to get you sidetracked, get you off base. And so that's kind of what these people are, they're like, they're listening to Paul, and they're like, well, wait a minute, well, we know where you came from, and so they got that cloud in there, and they can't seem to get it, to get that out of their mind. It's kind of like, any of y'all ever been in a courtroom, and they're there for a case or something, even if you're a juror, I had the opportunity to do that one. But you hear all these things, and you got to, first, the recorder over there doing all this. But how in the world does anybody write like that? That's the way they do. I can't, because they just good at it, They're over there and they're recording all this, taking all this down. And they'll say, somebody gets up and says in an audible tone like this, so-and-so and so-and-so. Well, don't put that in the record. Strike that and tell everybody in that room no, wait a minute. They just heard it. It just went in their ear. And you say, forget that.
Yeah.
They can't forget it. They just heard it. And don't you know they do that on purpose?
Yep.
You know they do. Just strike that. But you just heard it. So I'm saying that, saying that's what's in these people's mind. What Paul used to do, and it's in their brain, and they can't, even though he's telling them, he's preaching them the love of Jesus, but they can't get that out of their head. It's a distraction. That's what it is. And so they can't get that, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to think about this. I got to clear my mind. That's easier said than done. Isn't it? And it is. Stuff's always kind of, what we say, in the back of the mind. It's hard to just say. Although I have had some instances, my wife does not believe it for 1 minute. She'll say, what do you think about it? And I'll say nothing. But I can reason it, I say nothing, because I can be thinking about a half a dozen things at one time, but I'm not really focused on them. They're just rolling around up in there. And I'm not really locked down on any one thing. It's just the stuff just mulling around in there, but I'm not really concentrating on any one thing.
I do that all the time.
And she said, well, there's no point. How can you have a totally blank mind? I said, well, I can. Sometimes. It's just I'm not really thinking about anything. In particular. In particular. I'm not focused on anything. I'm just kind of
see it in him.
la. I'm just floating.
Like he's just.
I'm just floating. But she doesn't believe it. He said, if you're led by the Spirit, you are not under the law. He said, this takes place of that. But how can you, well, I know the preacher says Jesus didn't come to do away with it, to fulfill it. But a lot of things, when Jesus came along and was the ultimate sacrifice, then they don't have to go and do, they do the things that they're used to doing, like these animal sacrifices and all this stuff. And so, wouldn't that be hard for somebody to get to grasp if how many generations had they been doing that? And as far back as their mind can think, then they've been doing this and they've been doing this and the uncleanliness, and we can't eat this, we can't eat this, and then Jesus comes along and says, well, if you just pray, pray for the meal in my name, and then it's all good. But that's just hard for people, I guess, hard for people to accept, just because they're not used to that. I mean, look how many generations ahead are we going? It's a whole lot easier for us to accept it, because we didn't have a father or a grandfather that used to have to bring the goat, for sacrificing. We don't have a recollection of that in any of our, that we can, in any of our generation, because it's so far back. But for these people here, it wasn't that far back. It wasn't that long ago, when they were still doing that. That's kind of what sticks in my mind when I'm reading. I mean, these people he's preaching, he's trying to tell them. It's just hard. That's why it's so hard for them to grasp.
They're so used to that routine.
Routine.
Yeah.
Routine. Yep.
Generational routine.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. No. But okay, routine. Y'all get me sidetracked. Nah, routine. And I know this might be a bad choice of words, but it's just what? Going, serving the Lord. getting up, going to church on Sunday and all. Wouldn't that be considered, that is a routine. That might be a bad choice of words, but it is. Then don't we get into the routine of that. Habit, yeah, and for people, like, and you said, preacher said it, once you kind of get away from that, and other things pull you away from that, it gets harder to get back into the routine. So I don't know if that's a good choice of words. It seems kind of lame when we're talking about serving the Lord, but habit, routine.
Yeah. It depends on whether or not you're going expecting,
Well, that's true.
or you're simply going at pure duty, or out of duty.
As a routine. Okay, I understand what you're saying. You're exactly right.
Because I come here expecting something new in the Word
Sure,
that can feed me and help me in my situation.
sure. That's right. That's right. That's right. All right. Now, verse 19, now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lavishness, and needless to say, not that ain't going on this day and time, but back in those days it was really, really, really going on rampant, with the Roman Empire and all this stuff. And Paul's he's telling me, he said, all this is just, when you got an attitude of self-pleasing, Paul calls it, just simply says, the flesh. Because he tries to, you got the flesh and then you got the spirit. And pleasing the flesh means I want to do what I want to do at the moment I want to do it. I wake up on Sunday morning and it's a beautiful day. We don't want to go kill. How are we going to kill all them hours in church and in a beautiful day? Well, we've got to get the boat out. Or in our case, I keep looking for excuses to try to figure out how to ride. But this morning we were going to ride. It's just a little bit too cold. When we left the house, it was in the high 30s. That's just too cold. But I'm not going to ride, on Sunday morning. But I'm just saying, people look for a reason. I got to go try this new boat, or I need to run my motor. It's just setting, and on Sunday morning it's beautiful. That's a good time. I'm saying the priorities get messed up quick.
I work for people that say this all the time.
Yeah.
They're hunters.
Yes.
The woods is more closer to God than the church.
Up that tree stand.
Yes.
It's a little higher up. Yeah.
I hear that all the
Hear
time.
that?
Gets me every time. I'm like, okay.
I've got.
But unless they're meditating on God's word while they're up there, it ain't doing them a bit of good.
That's right. You think they're reading Bible verses on your cell phone? I don't think so.
On your stop.
For me, it's the garden. I'm thinking about God's word as I'm pulling the weeds.
Yeah.
And I'm already on my knees,
yeah, that's right.
And I incorporate God into as much as I possibly can so that He gets the glory for it.
That's a good way to think.
Yeah, I'll be at the house working outside, right outside the house there. Here she is inside the house. She's singing praise to God while she's working around there and everything. And that just amazes me sometimes that how much that she embeds herself in the presence of God. And it's like the other day I was doing something other and she's saying something to me and I got listening and noticed she was singing praises, and so.
When you get good news, somebody calls you with some good news, or we get good news on some job we didn't think we were going to get because it was back and forth and they were being wishy-washy, and we finally get it, and I find myself, I've done it before, praise the Lord. I'm like, whew, I like that, it felt good when I done it, but it just, because, he's just saying, Paul's just saying all these things, you know, these works of the flesh are going against the Spirit, all right? And so let's see, he lays on some more right here, number 20. And this idolatry, and that was big in those days, you know. And they had to have something they could see to worship, because they had to have a statue. You know, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies. Of course, idolatries. Images that are made by, you know, people had to build those. Yeah, people had to build them. And you think about the golden calf that they. Moses is up there getting the law, getting what the law, and the people got so. You know, they couldn't. He's told them just to remain here. I got to go up and talk to the Lord, you know. And they got so impatient. Because they're so used to seeing something. They got to see something to worship.
They saw something when you come down that mountain, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah. And Moses wasn't happy about that. And the bad thing, his own brother allowed him to do it. You know? But that's the devil. You know, the devil was in on him.
Now, my opinion, Aaron was really a strong-willed person. And basically, they had him like this.
Bamboozled.
And he didn't have most of the church for advisement.
That's
you
right.
know, so I mean,
That's
that
right.
wasn't his arm.
That's right. That's right. Moses wasn't there, and they took advantage of him. Exactly. You're exactly right. All right. Witchcraft. You know, all these people trying to.
That's manipulation. That's, you know, sorcery, witchcraft. It's trying to get somebody to do something that they don't want to do, or that you think that it's going to benefit you to get them to do it. And all. That's what I've always perceived witchcraft and sorcery as. It's not actual magic. It's the manipulation of people. Get them to do otherwise than what they would normally do.
Right. You're right. Yeah. He talked here, hatred. Of course, you know, hatred, that's the opposite. Hate's the opposite of love. Variance, dissension among people. Emulations. All right, that's an interesting one. Strong passions that resent others' success. Me and Vicki had a friend of ours, and now he was a rowdy character now and all, but he said something one time and it stuck with me, and it relates to this. He says, you know, even though he might not have had had nothing, or felt like people had taken advantage of him or whatever, but if one of his friends got something, I don't care, got a new pickup truck or a new car, he was happy. He was sincerely happy for them. He didn't resent them having it. He didn't resent them having it. He was happy for them. They say, you know, he didn't go around moaning, well, I don't have nothing. He was happy for them. And that's what, but that right there, a lot of people can't stand it. They just resent it. If somebody else is doing better, you know, or more than they are, gosh, you see this in the workplace so much, right? One person think the boss is showing him a little more favoritism. Well, I mean, there may be a reason. Maybe this person who's getting a little favoritism is somebody that's working really hard and accomplishing things, and they're getting, you know, a little bit additional attention there because of it. But of course, you know, everybody else sees it as, you know,
Jealous.
you're jealous, exactly. You know, envy, that jealous. You know, but we've all seen that. You know, envy here, verse 21. Envyings. That's hard to say. Murders, drunkenness, revelings. I tell you before, as I have told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God. Paul says this is not part of. The kingdom of God does not have these things. All right, we'll go on down. 22 says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, and peace. All right? Man, I don't know about you, I'd rather have that love, joy, and peace.
Amen.
It's just so much more relaxing.
Long suffering, kindness, goodness,
Yeah,
faithfulness,
yes.
gentleness,
Oh, it's,
self-control.
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All good stuff. All right? But all these things, it says, reflects God's nature. The character of God. If you possess these things, then you have the character of joy, peace, and love. And these will cause us to be happy and rejoice in all circumstances. And of course, we talked about this too. It is an extreme test for us to rejoice when things are not going good. I mean, that's not natural, really. I mean, we can all admit it. It's just not. And it's not. It's easy when things are going great and everybody's happy and everything's good. We praise the Lord. But when things seem like they're on the downturn for us and things doesn't look really good, I admit it's hard for me. I got angry with God. When my mother, I got to call my mother had passed away, and I went out and looked up in the sky and started shouting at him. And you won't praise for this? Just took my mother. So, hey, it's just natural. It's tough. It's tough. I just, in my mind at that moment, I didn't feel the need to go out and praise the Lord. Praise the Lord for taking my mother away. I didn't feel, it wasn't there. It wasn't there. I came around, but at that moment, you know what I mean? It was an angry moment. So we're reason to rejoice regardless of circumstances. Long suffering, gentleness, goodness. God is patient with us. He is. It's a good thing He is patient with us. All right? Gentleness, to do positive, good to others in all circumstances. That's a test for us also. Think about it. If somebody does us wrong, human nature is, you want to turn around, well, I'll get you. I'll get you back. It might take me a while, but I'll get you back somewhere. We want to get somebody back. Human nature wants to do that. So, if we wanted to do positive, always look to the positive. Faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. All right? Faith, willingness to practice without fail what one believes. Having the faith always, regardless of circumstances. All right? I like this word, dependable. Could we say that the Lord needs to be able to count on us to have faith in all circumstances? Did you know, but something else comes to mind, not necessarily the Lord, but people that we are around. Have you ever heard this? I know you have. People that you're around. It should make you proud when somebody says that you are a man of faith, judging by what they've seen in the past and the way you've gone about things and they've been around you. That you are a Christian, you are a man or a woman of faith. They're dependent on that. Because think about this, if they're having problems or they're having sickness or their loved one is having sickness, what do they want to do? They want to go to someone like yourself that they perceive that you are a person of faith. They want to go to you. They want to ask you to pray for them. They're depending on it.
That happened similarly last week. Two ladies were discussing what a pastor's wife, or what they call first lady, should be like. And there's two of us. There's another one in the building that is just like me. Her husband's a pastor and everything, and they were sort of comparing. I had no idea. I just walked into the room and said, "We were just talking about you." I said, "You were? I hope it was good." And they said, "Yeah, we were talking about you're what a preacher's pastor's wife should be. I said, what do you mean? I said, what do I do that's so different? They said, well, you're friendly. Not like other people that look at us like they're looking down their noses at us. She said, I said, well, I'm going to tell you like this. I said, I was brought up, I talk to everybody and anybody, don't matter who it is, and that's just the way it is.
Right.
I said, but I try to do and put off that other people would like. I don't want people to think I'm a mean, grouchy grump, considering he does sometimes. But I don't want people to think that. You know, so it made me feel good that they see a difference in me and the other lady. The other lady's the same. I mean, her husband's a pastor, but they say she's not friendly. She doesn't talk. Half the time she looks like she's mad at the world.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you can't be that way. I said, you just can't.
So
It's
that
just
would
wrong.
give you a confidence. And
Right.
it should, but don't you know? We all know we have to be careful with that. We don't want to get puffed up.
No, and I don't want them to
Yeah,
think,
I know it. You don't.
and
I'm
I
just
said,
saying.
well, y'all you don't have to compliment me.
Yeah.
I said, that, you don't have to do that. I
That's
said,
right.
I'm just gonna be me. I said, I don't know how to be anyway else, except to be friendly and smiling and acting least. And I said, there have been days I come into work, I feel awful, but I'm not gonna walk up to somebody and not smile at them.
No.
That's just not right. I mean, and I said, when I don't feel good, y'all notice it. And they said, yeah, because you're not yourself. But it kind of made me feel good,
Yeah. Sure.
you know, that they see that, and they see that when she said, and I know if I ask you to say a prayer for my daughter that's sick, you'll do it. I said, yes. She said, I don't know if I could ask that other lady that. I said, I'm sure you
She
could.
feels more comfortable
Yes,
going to you.
right, than she would to the other lady.
Because
Just like
you're
it says in here.
You're consistent.
Right.
You're a role model for the other lady.
Makes perfect, yeah. But like we said, people notice that stuff. And you can, and she's saying, and what Angie's saying, she said, I'm not trying to, I'm just being myself.
Right.
But that's the way I do. But
I'm not trying to be anything
no,
I'm
you're
not.
I know.
You know, I wouldn't
yeah.
do that. But that, I mean, it's amazing what people see in your day-to-day. Like, you know, I love it that Jeff says Deborah, you know, is praising the Lord all day long. I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, in the middle of her work, she's praising the Lord all
Yeah.
day long. And he thinks she's talking to him, but she's not. She's talking to the Lord. You know, that's the way we should be that way. But it shouldn't be, you know how some people do it and they just want to be seen? You know what I'm talking about? You feel like they just put it out there because
It's
they
just
want
natural.
people to,
It's natural.
they just want them to, people to see it. Which shouldn't be that way. It should just come off from you regardless. If you say amen, praise the Lord all day long,
Right.
it should just come,
Right.
you know, without somebody having to, like, just constantly do it all the time, just so they can, and plus do it so loud,
Amen.
you know,
You're
it
right.
should just,
Yes.
it
Yes,
should just
ma'am.
be there.
You're right.
That's showing Christ in her work. Because that's the way we should be, because if we do not display Christ around us, how are they going to know Christ?
That's right,
That's
that's
right.
right.
That's right. Like we talk about this all the
Christ
time.
in us.
People are reading you like a book.
Right.
Well, you know, we're probably the only Bible some people ever read. And if they say, okay, that Christian doesn't look like what I would think they would be. I don't want to be like that one, I want to be like this one. They want to be the happy person. You know, I'm not kidding, we get down, we feel bad, you know,
Sure you do.
just like everybody else. We go through things, but you still need to exude the Lord regardless,
That's right.
you know.
That's right. And,
Yes, and to the other lady, well, a deacon's wife or a preacher's wife, it's gotta be like this thing.
Well, I don't, I mean, they don't have to be like me, but you know,
Well, I'm
sometimes
saying,
I
you
can
gotta
be a
have
mess.
the spirit.
you know.
That's right.
Yeah, you gotta have the spirit. I mean, you see a deacon's wife like that doing everything, saying everything. Or you got a preacher wife like that doing everything, saying everything. Well, they don't think too much as a pastor as a deacon. A deaconess, though, the people call as well.
You're right. You're right. You're exactly right.
They could set an example.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
So, what it look like, my wife out there saying everything, doing everything,
should, but if, I guess, what's a good word? Maybe give us confidence that we're carrying shining a light, I guess. You know, it gives us confidence that we're doing,
Affirmation to the point.
thank you, that we're doing the right thing. And I don't care who you are, sometimes a little, you know, and I try to do this with guys at work, you know. We went out, we've had a, good day, and everybody got along, and everybody did what they not do. Good job. I appreciate y'all's work today. Good job. And it means something. Because I've been on the other way around. Working for somebody that didn't know to holler all the time, and you just couldn't do nothing right for them. You just was a failure at everything. I'm like, good grief, maybe I need to get on down the highway. I don't need to be here if I'm a total failure.
Don't have any pride in what
Nobody
they
even
did.
want me here. But everybody's done it. You work for people that way. Of course, we know as Christians, we realize as we get older that it wasn't nothing. Maybe it wasn't us. It was them. They were just lashing out. That we just have to be the one standing there to take it. Anyway, wow, this is all good. So I like this statement right here. It made me. So, is Jesus, if you think about it, he emptied himself of privilege from coming down from the throne as God and came down. And I've said this a lot, but it really hits me. He comes down to the earth in a form like us, all right? And experiences all these things that we do, all these emotions and all that. So he emptied himself of privilege when he became human. And he understood all these things. And he witnessed all this stuff. People being, selfish and doing all these destructive things. And he witnessed it. So he firsthand. I don't know. That's just people would probably argue and say, well, he didn't have to do that. He knows everything. Well, he does. But don't you think God does things like the miracles and all. You don't have to. The people have to see something.
Right.
I mean, the fact that we're just talking about it and we say, well, God will. But sometimes people have to see that. And it does pump, you have to admit, it does pump us up. In any church congregation, if somebody in their congregation gets a great miracle, or they've been sick for a long time and they're suddenly healed or whatever, that does encourage you. It's an encourager. And my mind says that God does that to kind of, boost us a little bit. Go ahead, I think he's trying to say something.
When he came down, he knows everything already. Well, one reason that he came down is, as the Bible says, he had the angels, but the angels didn't have, like, feelings like we do.
Right.
So that's why he had to come down, feel like, he wanted a relationship.
But people cannot. But when he done that though, but people can't come back and say now, well, he's just a spirit up there. Right. He don't know anything about our people. That kind of knocks that argument out. Mm-hmm. He does. He does.
Yeah, Christ came to show that God recognizes our frailties.
Right. Right.
Because we are not as strong as he is. He knows that. But Christ came down as an example of what we can do through God.
Exactly. That's right. He was an example. Yeah. Exactly. 24. And they that are Christ have crucified the flesh with affections and lust. Paul's dropping back to they find all these things, the flesh finds all these things attractive, money, power, all these things attractive. But he says, if we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not be desirous of vain glory, provoking one another, envying one another. Right? We need to seek God's glory. Okay? Not our own. Let's look at this point right here. This makes lots of sense. Christ died for everybody. They use the term here for our brothers and sisters. And if we've got Christ's Spirit in us, it does not permit us to act against them, or to act in, they use the term rivalry. That makes a lot of sense, if you think about it. He sacrificed for all of us. So how could we, and if we had His Spirit in us, how in the world could we possibly get at odds with anybody? We can't do it.
Verse 25 kind of goes along with verse 21, because
Yes.
if we live by the Spirit, we won't do the things in verse 21 and 20.
Exactly.
Kind of,
Yeah.
you know, once saved, always saved. People, you know, you're saved. We can be saved, but if you were saved, then why were you out there doing, you know? But they still believe you were saved, even if you didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But
You have to have His Spirit.
the Spirit,
Has to guide you.
right?
And but there again, like you say, if we let things, and He gives us free will,
Right.
and that's what most people, you know, and if we let things pull us away, it's harder
Mm-hmm.
to get back. It really does. And that's why we need, you know, obviously churches need the support.
The routine, like you're talking about,
Yes.
that can be a good thing. A routine can be a good thing, you know.
It can be.
Keep us disciplined.
It trains us.
As long as it's coming from the heart and
Right.
habitual.
Right, and that's what I thought a while ago when I said it. I thought, well, maybe this might not be a good
Yeah.
choice of words, because people think, well, I just go because I've just been going for so many years, and it's just it is a routine, and it's just because
It's all the attitude of heart, like she was saying, you know.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
come here because you want to, but it's still a routine, but you come here because you want to, and, you know.
Yeah,
That's why
we want to, and I've heard Brother Johnson say this, you know, you want to fellowship, and you want to be around other people who are like-minded. And because it's just that the Spirit is here, you know, and we're here, and our purpose for being here is to uplift the Lord, to talk about the Lord, praise the Lord, uplift one another. That's our reason for being here. I mean, you know, we didn't come here to have a party. Although we get laughing sometimes, but we're happy. We're happy, right? Yeah, we're happy. We're happy.
Positive people, not negative people.
If I tell you what, I don't know about y'all, if I go around too long with Brown, I'll start feeling bad. I appreciate somebody saying something and it's kind of humorous, you know. I mean, I get to, I want to walk around, make me feel bad to do that, you know.
You know, Brother Adam, my nephew, quite a few years ago, a long time ago, he told me, he said, "Child, you say you're Christian, but why are you frowning up all the time?" That's a good question. What he was telling me is that, well, if a Christian got a problem like that, I don't want to be like that.
You know, that's an excellent point.
Yeah.
I mean, and you didn't realize it. Sometimes somebody says something that makes us think, realize, am I putting off that kind of image? I guess is, am I really? Did I come across that way? You know, think about this, you know.
The unsaved can be a conviction, or I guess that's the word, to us, make us change.
Absolutely, because it makes you think, you're like, well, wait a minute, well, I'm supposed to be a guide for them, or an example for them, and if they're thinking that way, then maybe I need to, maybe I need to regroup here, you know, I'm not, yeah. I mean, but like you say, it keeps us in check.
I mean, like you said in church, you look like the one you see a deacon walking through that smoke.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It just keeps us in check. That's right. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, it's kind of what we was talking about. Ye which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. All right? It says here, you know, we don't need to have any kind of superior attitude over somebody, but we do need to feel like that we can, that we are close to the Lord, and that we can go talk to the Lord in somebody else's benefit, if they believe that too. You know.
And the Bible does say encourage one.
Encourage.
Yeah.
You're right. You're exactly right.
It depends on which part of the Bible you want to read. Some says encourage, some says uplift.
Uplift.
Bring the energy of the heart up to where it's lighter than the gloom that was in there.
Right. Right. Something that's uplifting. Yeah. My wife got on me before, you know. You need to be positive. I don't need negative. I need you to be positive. And I got thinking, I said, well, positive is better. Positive is good. Negative, all negative do is just bring somebody down. And not that I was directing it at her, but somebody who's had some battles or whatever with depression, they don't need any negative at all. But I would probably just express it by thoughts about something or somebody. I was just, ain't that what you do? Your wife, you just talk about her. Does she get on it? I don't hear all that stuff. It's negative. It's negative. And it made me think. I'm like, well, I guess I don't think you care about hearing negative stuff either. I was doing it not realizing what I was doing, in other words. So like you say, somebody can say something and it just makes you think. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ.
Which one is it?
We've got to share in each other's burdens. And it talks about, like a load. And I tell my guys a lot of times, they'll go grab something heavy, and I'm like, wait a minute, wait. I'm right here. You got to help me. And I won't help. And I would expect you to help me too. You know what I'm saying? It works both ways. If ain't nobody around, we've all done it. Maybe picked up something too heavy. If we're out alone in the middle of a field, and there ain't nobody else around, then we got to do what we got to do. We got to pick up one end of it, flip it over or something. But if somebody's standing right there, that don't make no sense for somebody to be standing there watching you work. And so that's what it's talking about. Help somebody out, help your brother out. I've actually been working, and we'd be doing our things. It'd be a contractor over here, somebody over here, something, they're taking something down. And there'd be two guys, and they'd be struggling a little bit with it. That ain't even my thing. I'm over here doing something, but I'll go around over there and put a hand on it, and at least try to help them, and they'd be so grateful. I said, hey, I know that you're over there, and I know that you're struggling. I just got to do it.
It's just like opening the door for somebody.
Yeah, I do it.
It ain't nothing that you require, it's just what we should,
It's respect for the other person.
That would be like walking around like this, like a horse, like you don't see nothing over here. You don't see nothing over here. We need to be aware of
Our surroundings.
all our surroundings. You're exactly right. Anybody, when I do this but I do this because I drove a truck for so many years. I'm looking straight ahead, but I'm like, I want to know who's over there. I want to know who's over there. I want to know who's behind me. They say, why you want to know that? I want to know. I want to know what's going on all around. I do. Go ahead.
Jeff and I could be working on the same project. Jeff's way of doing something and my way of doing something we cannot express ourselves clearly enough for the other to understand.
Gotta get on one accord.
So I mean, he does anything, I do mine. If he needs help, he'll ask, but if I don't need your help, I'm not gonna ask for your help. You know? Because I mean, I've had too many of these rough conflicts and sandbags too many times. And I'd rather keep the skin on my body than on whatever I'm working on.
Okay, I got it. So we can safely say that there's no possible way that you two would ever go out and try to buy one of these houses and flip it. And go in there and remodel it.
If we buy, he doesn't
That'd be a
care,
similar
I
thing.
do clean up.
Now, that'd be a TV show.
If we do, he does the rebuild house and we do the cleanup. I can pick up trash.
After the fact, okay.
I can pick up trash. I know how to pick up trash. Even though he doesn't think I know how to sweep the floor. I know how to sweep the floor.
Hey, I hear you.
A lot of times it's because we do it two different ways. We're doing the same thing, just like, you got your way of, I mean,
That's right.
I put my shoes on, I put my right shoe on first every day, that's just what I do.
That's right.
You put your, it don't mean we're wrong, it's just the way we do it.
Well, the end result is you wind up with those shoes on.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we're creatures of habit.
Sometimes we get caught up in too much.
Well, just put it this way, it's like the other day, I'm building a room, on my back porch for, an extra bedroom, try to move Daddy up.
Mhm.
Well, whenever I was leveling the windows out, it's been so long since I've done carpentry, there's things you forget.
Uh-huh.
But it comes back.
So here I am, I'm trying to get the windows leveled out, and I'm using a little short level, trying to use a board with it, when, you should have run a line level. It had been so much easier. Tack it over here, put your line level on, and then put it where it needed to be,
Yeah.
But that's just how things are, is if you don't do something other on a regular basis, even though you know it,
Use it or leave
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
you forget little things.
That's right. That's right. That's
And-
right. That's right.
And even though I've shown her bunches and bunches of times different aspects of what we're doing,
Yeah.
if she doesn't do it on a regular basis, we'll come back to it 6 months later and she's lost, she don't even know what to do. And here I am, I'm gonna have to re-explain it all to her, and then that's taking time away from the activity at hand, and so I get frustrated, and just go and do whatever you're doing.
That's why I've been to this thing 3 or 4 times a week.
All right, let's wrap it.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, at least we can be honest here.
Yeah, exactly. If a man think himself, okay, this is something, this is food for thought. If a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceives himself.
That's good.
Oh, we've seen many people, and we all see it. There are people that think there's something. But I have a guy I used to work for years ago, and he told me one time, he said, well, I guess what helps me out, I've just got that confidence. Got that confidence that they can go out and do the job, get the job done, and know how to do it a little bit better than somebody else. But the problem is that confidence generates into arrogance. And that's kind of a label that the man has picked up because of that. It's all everybody sees. It's just that. You're there. So I don't know. So you do need to have a confidence, but you got to keep it in. I guess the whole point is we just have to keep things in check. But let every man prove his own, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone and not in another. Does my life, reflect need to go walk around comparing ourselves to other people. A lot of people do that. If somebody else is doing better than they are, then they think they got to go do this. How many times you ever seen somebody, every time somebody else go out and buy something, the other person don't need it, they got to go buy it anyway. They're trying to keep up.
Yeah.
They're trying to keep up with somebody. It's like a car run fine, but the guy is perfectly sound mechanically, and they don't really never go anywhere because so and so got a new car that he has to have it because he drives a lot of miles. Well, that doesn't make no difference. He got a new car. I go get it. You don't need it, but you go get it anyway. So, it's like I'm trying to compete here or keep up. Every man shall bear his own burden. Let him that is taught in the word communicate unto him that teaches in all good things. All right. We rely on the preacher to bring us the word. And whoever would be up here bringing the word, we rely on them. I mean, that's just the way it is. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that he shall also reap. Sometimes that's a long way down the road, many years, but this is true words right here.
Yeah, it could be 2 weeks from now, or it could be 3 years from now.
That's right. That's right.
Look at them now, though, they come back quicker now.
All right, it makes a comment here. What he is talking about, should they again follow something that was in the old life? And this old life could be before we come to have be in a relationship with Jesus, right? So if they should have followed something that was rooted back in that old life, rather than following God's grace, that'll bring them down. Instead of uplifting them, it'll bring them down. He that soweth, this is what Paul's saying, he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life. Right? Paul, he just telling me, you cannot go back to that old thing. Right? Let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap. If we faint not, we've got to stay encouraged. And how do we stay encouraged? By coming and hearing the word, praising God on a regular basis, and being uplifted by other Christians. Right? As we, therefore, this is good, as we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith. Have you ever had to beat yourself up because, I had an opportunity, I could have done something good for somebody, and I just didn't take the time to do it? The Spirit talked to you. You missed that. You missed that. You missed that opportunity. All right? In conclusion, God has a purpose for us, yes. And we'll only have true satisfaction, true meaning, when we follow what God desires for us.
True reward.
Yeah. And it says here, he says here, if a person lives by that selfishness that Paul was talking about, having all these bad, traits going on, he's living just like there was no God. Like God doesn't even exist. You think that makes lots of sense? Think about it. But a lot of people will tell you, I know who God is. I know who Jesus is. But yet they're doing all that crazy stuff, which is far removed from anything that Jesus, showed an example of, told us, showed us how to live. But so that's what Paul was saying. He said, you're living like that. God is not even around you. There's no God. That's what that's what he's saying here. In the prayer, he says, oh God, may we always express your grace in who we are and what we do. That makes lots of sense. You think about it. How we act, how we treat people, how we deal with certain things, certain situations. Always reflect God. We are, what's a good word? We are spokeswomen. spokespeople. For the Lord, right? Really? I mean,
Advocate.
an advocate, thank you, that's a better word, for like, you know,
Or ambassador.
well, it's just like our company. If we have an employee going out and giving a customer a hard time or whatever, they not being a very good advocate or a very good spokesman for our organization. It can happen with anybody.
Representative.
A representative, exactly. Amen. Let's give the Lord a hand.